All right, guys, I got some interesting news here for you. So we have the first few examples here of Elon Musk's own fans turning on him. Because I made this point the other day, but you can only fight against reality for so long. Eventually, reality ends up winning. And to be fair, Trump really is the master. I've never seen anybody better in my life at sort of overcoming the reality through PR and marketing and bullshit. And Elon sort of has that same talent, that same ability that Trump has. But in the end, you're going to lose because reality is going to win out. People are going to open their eyes and they're going to realize, oh, you have no idea what the fuck you're doing and your decisions are horrible for us. So this is a great example of it here. Now, as you all know, they're taking a hatchet to all these different government programs illegally. And they just recently stumbled across literally the best government agencies that we have. Right? So there's this agency called the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, and that agency was created in the wake of the subprime mortgage crisis and the Great Recession because the idea was, hey, these big financial institutions just ripped off the American people relentlessly, and there needs to be basically corporate cops to keep them in check. I call the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau the anti-scam police because that's their job. If you're getting scammed by some big bank or something like that, they're the ones you reach out to. They're the ones who will get you your money back. Okay? So, Elon now, just the other day, he put the CFPB in his target, in his sights, and he destroyed it. I mean, they already sent out the letter, hey, nobody for the CFPB come in tomorrow. All work on all existing projects is banned. Again, all illegally. All of this is illegal. But they're doing it. They're acting, right? So now I bring in my beautiful wife, who's now over on TikTok. Check her out on TikTok. She released a video on this, and she has a chart behind her. I believe it's from the New York Times. Might have been Washington Post. I think New York Times. And they lay out, hey, Elon Musk has all these companies, Tesla, SpaceX, Neuralink, Twitter, X, etc. He's got all these companies. He is being investigated by so many different government agencies because he exploits his workers relentlessly, and he's a criminal. So you want to talk about conflicts of interest? You're hacking around at the Treasury and hacking around in different government agencies and deleting them on a whim, but you're being investigated by many of these agencies, rightly so, based on evidence of your exploitation. So just how bad is it and why specifically is he doing it? Here we go. Crystal's going to lay it out for us.
Elon Musk has decided that he is not going to release all of the financial information about his various conflicts of interest as he has effectively executed a hostile takeover of our entire government. But we already know a lot about his conflicts of interest. You can see a little bit of what that entails here. You can see Transportation Department is investigating him, the Justice Department, the Labor Department, the Department of the Interior, Department of Agriculture, National Labor Relations Board, and on and on. And as we evaluate what he's been up to and what particular agencies and boards he has taken aim at, we can really start to see a pattern of how all of these things intersect with his own personal financial interests, and really more importantly, and to the point, his interest in consolidating power. So one of the most obvious examples is the CFPB, that's the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. Elon is trying to position Twitter as an everything app. He just signed a deal with Visa that would allow it to be a payment processor, and as a payment processor was about to be regulated by the CFPB.
Do you understand what she just said? Elon's trying to make X the everything app, so he wants to be able to process financial transactions. Once he made this deal with Visa, once that deal goes into effect and he can process financial payments, all of a sudden he's regulated by the CFPB. He don't want that because he knows they're going to find dirt. Man, this is the most corrupt administration in modern American history, and it's not even particularly close. It's not close. I mean, you want to talk about a rank conflict of interest for the guy who's taking an axe to our government agencies, the ones that protect us.
Well, that agency has now been gutted. They've announced they're doing no more enforcement, no more rulemaking. Everything is on hold. And guess what? Now, those payment processors not going to be regulated by the CFPB.
Another thing about the CFPB, they were the ones who were going to enforce that your medical debt is no longer going to hurt you on your credit report. That was a Biden rule, just signed, was going to go into effect. The CFPB is going to carry it out. Trump killed that rule. And of course, as I just said, the CFPB has been destroyed. So now, your medical debt will count against you on your credit report. Name me anybody who's dumb enough to be like, yeah, I agree with that. Your medical debt should hurt you on your credit report. Like, we're talking about, we make these minor incremental steps under Democrats in the right direction, right? Like, this was a good policy. Really, I'd like all the medical debt wiped away. And they were going to wipe away, I believe, $49 billion worth of medical debts. That's good, right? I would like it all gone. But we take a little step in the right direction. Republicans immediately come in, destroy it all. Trump rolls back everything that's half decent. And here's Elon Musk going above and beyond and just destroying the agency completely, the best government agency we have.
Of course, Elon has taken aim at the USAID. They're effectively gutted at this point. Just so happens they were investigating Starlink, of course, another Elon product, their use in Ukraine. But that also is not all. The National Labor Relations Board, so they've gone after Elon for all sorts of behavior. They regulate workers' ability to organize. They make decisions when there's a dispute between the companies and between the workers. Elon is a famous union buster, strike buster. They've gone after him for retaliating against workers. He sued them, claiming, without much standing, but claiming that the entire board is unconstitutional and trying to dismantle the whole thing. Well, now the National Labor Relations Board has been gutted, and they're not even defending themselves in that lawsuit that Elon Musk's companies have brought against the National Labor Relations Board. The Federal Aviation Administration, also Elon has taken aim at. Well, lo and behold, they have investigated him over illegal rocket launches over at SpaceX. Department of Labor was investigating him for allegations of workplace discrimination, including some truly horrific allegations, use of the N-word in the workplace, nooses were somehow involved. Well, lo and behold, the specific department called the Office of Federal Contract Compliance Programs that was looking into these allegations, Trump signed an executive order completely dismantling the whole thing, so guess he's off the hook for that.
Are you beginning to understand the depths of the depravity here and how far this has gone? Are you beginning to understand that? That all Elon Musk and Donald Trump are working on is the agenda of the robber barons and the oligarchs and the billionaires and the kleptocrats? Do you understand now that they don't give the single slightest solitary fuck about any of you?
But that's not all. He also looks set to be able to increase the amount that he profits off of taxpayer dollars. He's already gotten some $15 billion into his companies over the years from the federal government, courtesy of you and me, the American taxpayer. Well, he's going to be able to increase that, astronomically. So he's already gotten installed as Air Force Secretary, this guy who had previously greased the skids and effectively rigged the contract process so that SpaceX could get these incredibly lucrative federal government contracts.
So do you understand what she's saying there? That as he's slashing everything left and right, NLRB, CFPB, USAID, Head Start program, this, that, he's slashing everything in sight. But for himself, he's going to take more government money. You can't make this stuff up. This guy is a criminal on steroids. I've never seen a more obvious criminal in my life.
So there's a lot going on here, but the bottom line is this. Elon Musk is the richest person on the planet. He already has extraordinary power. He is claiming and consolidating even more power. And his goal is not efficiency. It's not some noble, small government, small c conservative type of enterprise. He wants to strip the government down so that it cannot compete with him and his power. So it cannot stand in the way of him doing whatever he wants to do. We know from the way he's run his companies that he doesn't care about the law. He will just operate the way he wants to. And the only entity that could really push back was previously the federal government of the United States of America. Elon Musk is hell-bent on making sure that his power will be absolute.
Any media outlet that's describing what Elon is doing as he's going after waste, fraud, and abuse, he's trying to make government more efficient, any news outlet that says that, immediately disregard them, never listen to them again. That is a lie. They are lying to you. The idea that this is like a post-ideological concern, it's like apolitical above the fray, he's just looking for waste. He's not just looking for waste. Look at the programs that they've destroyed. Look at the money that they're cutting. Look at what he did to the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. That agency gets way more money returned to the government than it costs to run it. And it also returned $20 billion to Americans who were defrauded by big financial institutions. Across the board, this agency is a winner. It's got nothing to do with efficiency and waste, fraud, and abuse. No, it is a anti-government fundamentalist ideological crusade and a corruption crusade for him and his robber baron buddies. Oh my God. All right, but I told you guys that the good news is some of his people are waking up. Some of his people are turning on him, right? So look at this. This guy, Brian Armstrong here, let's see who this is. Co-founder and CEO at Coinbase. Okay, co-founder and CEO at Coinbase. So he comes out and says to Elon Musk, when Elon says, CFPB, rest in peace. He says, 100% the right call. The CFPB is unconstitutional on the face of it. And even if it wasn't, it should be deleted as we already have the DOJ to prosecute fraud and many other financial services regulators. It's an activist organization that has done enormous harm to this country. Okay, so first of all, the community note lays out it's actually not true that it's unconstitutional. In fact, the Supreme Court said the exact opposite. But the more important point, right? Why is the head of Coinbase saying this? Oh, I don't know. Thanks whoever told me to submit a CFPB complaint. Been waiting 1 year for my issue, submitted the complaint, wasted 15 minutes on it, and 14 days later, everything is perfectly resolved. I also closed my Coinbase account. Bye, Coinbase. So in other words, Coinbase was taking advantage of these people, exploiting these people. Their process to redress a grievance is fucking horrible. And so this person had to go to the CFPB, and the CFPB fixed it and got them their money back. More. This is on the Coinbase Reddit. Complained to the CFPB and had results. Hello, everyone. Just wanted to confirm that if you have nothing to hide, crack on with complaining to the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, providing timestamps and all information surrounding your contact with Coinbase. 3 days ago, I complained to the CFPB about my treatment and locked funds. Out of nowhere today, I was suddenly allowed to send all of it out of Coinbase with no restrictions. I am hoping I can keep my account, but at least the crypto is now safe and under a better custodian. Shame on you, Coinbase, for your shoddy support and slow compliance team. Coinbase pretty much stole my Bitcoin. I'm incredibly frustrated with Coinbase right now. About 3 weeks ago, I sent some Bitcoin from my hardware wallet to my Coinbase wallet. The transaction has over 1.2K confirmations on the blockchain, but on Coinbase, it's still marked pending. I've contacted their support team 3 times already. Each time they tell me their technicians will blah, 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 blah. Anyway, this guy goes on to explain, I contacted the CFPB, and they fixed the issue immediately. So if you want to know why the CEO of Coinbase is happy that the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau is going away, is because the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau held his ass accountable. It held his ass accountable. Somebody sent this video to Joe Rogan as he sat there while another robber baron billionaire lied to his face relentlessly about how horrible Elizabeth Warren's agency was, the CFPB. It's one of the best government agencies we have. What a rube, falling for billionaire propaganda right in front of his face. All right, but I'm not done. Told you Elon's people were waking up. Ready? So Elon tweeted, CFPB, rest in peace. Look at this. What's wrong with the CFPB? They actually got consumers wins. And here's an article. CFPB announces return of $1.8 billion in illegal junk fees to 4.3 million Americans harmed in massive credit repair scheme. So here's one person who presumably likes Elon going, what the fuck? Why are you going against the CFPB? More. What is the deal with the CFPB? I'm genuinely curious, Elon Musk. As a normal guy, can you please respond and tell me? I assumed it was created for our protection. I've used the CFPB after my bank was giving me the runaround and I had a bunch of fraud charges that they wouldn't refund me. After telling me they found them as fraudulent, within a week I had my money back. So explain to me how this doesn't benefit us as Americans. This one just really baffles me, and I'd love an actual explanation. Another Elon fan be like, whoa, CFPB? That's one of the good government agencies. What are you doing? Ain't no waste, fraud, and abuse. They're helping Americans out on a daily basis. More. CFPB, rest in peace. Yeah, not on board with this one unless you bring some pretty damning evidence as to why. Do consumers not need to be protected? Even Elon's own supporters are like, hey, dog, I don't know about this one. Why? The CFPB has helped, I believe the number is 200 million Americans since its inception. That is a majority of Americans. By the way, I'm one of them. I've told this story before. I think I was in college. I went out drinking in the city, lost my credit card. The next day, hungover, called the credit card company to cancel it. I cancel it, but they say, hey, just to make sure that, this isn't a problem again, if it happens, do you want to buy some identity theft protection or fraud protection to make sure? And I was like, sure, how much is it? It was $10 a month, $20 a month, whatever it was. I was like, sure, let's do that. And then years later, cut to, I get a check in the mail from the Consumer Financial Protection Agency. Why? Because they did an investigation and found out this is not real fraud protection. It was totally fake. They were just shaking people down for $10 or $20 a month, shaking their own customers down. This is what the CFPB does. If you get screwed over by a financial institution, they save your ass. And they're really fucking good at it too. So now, to all the Elon people who are turning on him over this, guys, welcome to the club. Welcome to the party. This is who Elon is. He's the world's richest man. He's a robber baron. All he cares about is getting more tax cuts, getting more deregulation, getting more corporate welfare checks, some subsidies for himself, and more power. This is what he's doing. It's anti-government fundamentalism for you. No social safety net, no checks and balances for you. For him, I get to do whatever I want. I get all the taxpayer money I want. I have all the power, and you can sit there and shut the fuck up. This is who he is. This is who he is. And guess what? You understand how bad this is vis-a-vis the CFPB, but you don't quite understand when it's the NLRB, right? That's like the labor police. That's like, they help the unions out when there's a problem with an employer and their employee and their boss. They go and they, adjudicate the dispute. Maybe not as many people have personal experience with the NLRB, but it's the same thing. It's horrible to go after the NLRB. Just like it was horrible when the other day they froze Medicaid for 72 million people, and they froze Head Start, and they froze home heating assistance, and they froze science fund. Like, all of this stuff is bad. Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. But thankfully, some people are beginning to. And guess what? The more time Trump has in power and the more stuff Elon does, you bet your ass cheeks their approval rating is going to plummet. In fact, it's already happened for Elon. More on that a little bit later. Hey, y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop, and watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.